Hey everybody, Dave and Clint here, and we got an early look at Gotham, the new TV show coming from Fox, based on Gotham.
Yes, based on the Batman universe. It's a prequel of sorts, of course.
It's like the most prequel-y of prequels.
Exactly.
In fact, the opening scene starts with
Thomas and Martha Wayne
taking an ill-advised shortcut through a very clearly dank alley, and getting their asses shot.
Can I just start off by saying,
Sure.
like, though I did like this, that was, I thought, the most unceremonious version of his parents' death in the history of Batman. I've seen the video games do it, like, more seriously.
I think unceremonious is the
Yeah.
right way to put it. It happened really quickly, and so Bruce Wayne left an orphan. Obviously, he goes on to become Batman, but that's where it becomes the most prequel-y of all prequels. It starts at the very origins of Batman. But the show is called Gotham.
Yes.
Not Batman, not origins of said Batman.
Yes.
The show is called Gotham, and that's really what it's about. It's about the city. Jim Gordon, as a rookie detective, is sort of our eyes, our fresh eyes into this city and sort of discovering what the world of Gotham is about. And to me, that was my biggest takeaway from the pilot.
Yeah.
Is that it's about Gotham.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is definitely, the main character of this is definitely Jim Gordon, played by Ben McKenzie, who I think was perfectly cast. It's about him going in, being sort of the white knight for Gotham because, like, the city's completely corrupt. You know, the gangs run the cops are terrible, which is usually how Batman stories always begin. Batman Begins the same way. The animated series a little less, but there was always corruption in that, so that's very common. And then you get Donald Logue playing Bullock, who of course was, you know, a great character in Batman animated series.
Harvey Bullock was always my favorite part of the animated series because like his toothpick was so iconic.
Totally,
and that I love that he always had the and it was like a clue in several of the episodes. Batman like found the toothpick on the dock and you're like, Bullock.
I kind of like that this version of Bullock, he's a little different because he's very in the gray. You know, you don't know really if he's a you know, good cop who does bad things or a bad cop who sometimes does good things. He's sort of like Popeye Doyle from The French Connection a little bit. And so I think that's the main thing for me is I think the best part about Gotham is the casting.
I even like Jada Pinkett Smith.
I do too, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I know that we have some people who are also on this channel that thought she was terrible and horrible.
Now look,
but I didn't mind her that much.
The thing is, there's some scenery chewing that goes on in this show.
Yeah.
You know, even the Penguin, who the guy played, I thought that was the most interesting character, to Fish Mooney, to even Donald Logue and Ben McKenzie. There is some scenery chewing going on in this show.
Yeah.
But f it, man, it's a comic book show.
I think that this is also a tall order to do a show like this. I mean, you're basically selling a Batman show with really no Batman. They did that with Smallville. It was all pre-Superman, but he had all his powers. He was basically Superman.
The difference between Smallville and Gotham, I think, is that Smallville could have been called Young Superman.
Yeah.
Because it was about young Superman.
Yeah, totally.
This is about Gotham. Because Gordon is just our way in, and because Bruce Wayne is just a side character, the pilot, this show is going to be about trying to do the right thing in a place that literally has a life of its own. I think Gotham as the city, and there's even some bits in the show where it's shown that like Gotham is sort of like this immortal being in a way, and that there's nothing you can do to fight it. You're going to try to do the right thing, and it's going to spin off in this other way, and it's going to create this whole other evil. That's sort of what I think is going to be interesting about this show, is like, how do you then go about your day-to-day life trying to fight this unstoppable force that is Gotham. The show is about, it's called Gotham for a reason.
He's sort of set up for failure in a way, because we know it's still messed up by the time Batman gets there.
But we also know he becomes commissioner.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. You know, a lot of people were upset that like, oh, why is there Fish Mooney when there's so many great DC characters? But I feel like you have to have at least one character Gordon can defeat, because he can't defeat the Riddler, because then Batman won't be able to fight the Riddler. But
to be fair, they'll all just go to Arkham and escape anyway.
Let me say one thing though I didn't like. I didn't think it was necessary to shove so many iconic Batman characters into one pilot. I thought Catwoman was cool. I liked the way they did Catwoman. I thought the Penguin was great. He's actually, Robin Taylor is actually my favorite version of Penguin already, just from the pilot. He's amazing.
He was really good.
I think they could have waited on the Riddler. I think he could have been second episode.
He was an Easter egg in this
I know,
He was an Easter egg.
But the thing is, I think he would have been okay if they hadn't also done Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I think by the time you get to Poison Ivy, the Riddler and Poison Ivy feel like overkill.
Poison Ivy felt a little shoehorned in because she was more tied to the plot
Yeah.
than Nigma was.
Yeah.
So I didn't care. You can't say it's a tall order to do a whole Batman show without Batman, and then also get mad when they try to include Batman in it.
Listen, my thing is not that it's bad to have these characters in the show. My thing is it felt like a little like needy to have them all in the pilot. Right. I felt like the idea is I'm gonna watch a few episodes, and it might be more fun to like, oh, now the Riddler's in this episode.
We also might have gotten an Easter egg of the Joker, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, but
there's a stand-up in Fish Mooney's
place.
Oh
my god!
And he was telling jokes.
Dude, the Joker is gonna be like the Hatch of this show. Right. You know, it's gonna be or like that. What's that Pretty Little Liars show where like there's like.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I'm not gonna let you bring up Pretty Little Liars when we're reviewing Gotham.
Fair enough.
And I also think that tying in these elements from Batman's Rogue Gallery, from Batman himself, you know, in Catwoman and all the different. DC characters that are going to be in this show, sort of filling out this world.
Yeah.
And then, like, how do you have a cop show within this world? And so you keep bringing in, you bring in Poison Ivy, you bring in Edward Nygma, you have all these stories to then sort of develop the character of Gotham. I hate it when shows talk about, well, the city is a character in itself. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here. But I really think in this instance, in setting a show in a fictional city like this, I think it really works, and I'm really interested in it.
One more thing I'm really excited about is to see more of the Alfred character. I really like Sean Pertwee. He's a really good actor. He's playing a really interesting Alfred. We don't see too much of Alfred in this, but he's kind of funny.
He's like kind of a dick.
Yeah, but in like the right way.
Alfred has always been that sort of tough love kind of, stiff upper lip son kind of thing. But he's like actually a dick. He's kind of a smart ass in this too, which is a different sort of edge to him. He's probably going to kick somebody's ass at some point in the show, and that'll be fun.
And the kid who plays Bruce Wayne is also really good.
Yeah.
So I think
he's also good, and he doesn't get to do a whole lot in this. You start to see him go dark. So that's fun. We're gonna go down that road with him at some point.
What I'm afraid of is I'm too worried if they have too much of like Jim Gordon like going to see Bruce Wayne. He's gonna get too many speeches and become too well adjusted to become Batman. Right. Because he's so like Jim Gordon is so good and says all the right things. It worries me. I'm like, lay off, bro.
Just let him grieve in his own way.
Yeah, he's not gonna turn psycho if you keep on showing up and fixing all his problems.
Unless the speeches start to become like, I don't guess you got a cave under your house, do you? Okay, well, that's what we think about Gotham. I think it's great. Dave clearly hates it. But go check it out. It airs Monday night on Fox, series premiere. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. And what else do you want to see out of it? Which villain do you want to see be an Easter egg in next week's episode? Let us know. Click like and subscribe and come back next time for more movie news on Cinefix Now.